what crap did I buy on Amazon this week? And do I actually need it? Well, so with that, here I am home in my comfy pink overalls and a pink t-shirt and my fuzzy slippers. And today a box from Amazon came, and I'm also awaiting an arrival of, as I'm tracking, estimated delivery 9 p.m. We have plenty of time. So I am waiting on the second Sony camera. So I just posted the video about setting up this at-home podcast studio, and I kind of made a snarky remark going, I think I need to get another Sony camera. And I did. I'll be honest, this is becoming an expensive habit. So I've moved on from managing the day-to-day of the design team, and not because I wanted to, because like design team, miss you, love you. But they wanted me to become more of a full-time content creator and talking head. So here I am, my head talking. And through the process of doing that, I had to set up the studio to bring some more elevated content, and it's still a work in progress. So my personal YouTube channel is very much the behind the scenes of kind of how this is all coming together. So with that, I wanted to share, what did I buy? Do I need it? Why, whatever. So let's see. Let's unbox. Wow, those are with me, but this is not for the podcast studio. Okay, anyway, these are faux hydrangeas. They're from my planter boxes outside on my terrace. Don't get me wrong, I can grow real flowers, but I love hydrangeas, and I live in South Florida, and I've killed a lot of hydrangeas trying to grow them in this climate. It's not hydrangea climate, so put some fake ones in a window box. It'll be cute. What else did I buy? High quality something. Okay. Yes. This is actually an essential item because as I'm recording today, I am not recording through Riverside because I don't have any virtual guests. I'm just recording locally on my camera, on my computer. And in order to do that, you need HDMI cables. But this is a HDMI 8K UHD to micro HDMI converter. Can we see this? There we go. But it's a right angle one because this goes into the Sony camera, and then you can connect a standard HDMI cable. And I have two of them. So that is definitely some essential equipment for recording a podcast. If you want to do use the Sony camera as a webcam, so for example, recording in something like Riverside, or in this case, instead of recording onto an SD card, is that what it's called? Onto a card on the camera, I'm recording right onto the laptop. So in that case, I do need to connect the Sony camera with an HDMI cable to my laptop. And then I don't know if you can see this little thing right here, but I don't know if you can see that little thing over there, but that's a Camlink, which is like a 4K converter. And, there's also the option just to record to a memory card on the camera. But if I do want to record locally to the computer, you do need these things. So that's something I bought, and I do actually need it. Let's see, what else did I buy? Mock something camera silver. No idea. You know what happens when you're on Amazon at 2, 3 in the morning when you can't sleep? You add things to the cart. Interesting. Okay. So this seems to be a USB-C to USB converter. I don't think I need that. But I was just talking about those cam links, and I have one of them. Now, I don't have the one, I think Elgato makes one, which I think is probably one of the better ones. I got kind of an off-brand one. But then because I have now, or will have when UPS arrives, 2 Sony cameras, I do need to input multiple HDMI feeds into perhaps 1 or 2 laptops. So this is the same thing as the Camlink. This is the Germa Audio Video Capture HD. And this one, the one that I originally got, the Camlink, was a USB 3, regular USB, like the bigger one. But I use a Mac, but these are my standard input plugs, the smaller USB-C, I think they're called. So anyway, instead of having to use this adapter on my laptop, I figured I would get a couple of these video and audio capture cards that will allow me to connect my HDMI into my laptop. And I got 2 of them, which means that the Camlink probably will not get as much use, but it's always good to have a backup because sometimes these things fail. And they weren't expensive. I will find the link on Amazon, but I believe the Elgato one was a little pricey, but these were pretty affordable. And I have 2 of them. So second item that I bought, and I do actually need. So far my insomnia Amazon shopping is not as crazy as it usually can be. Well, this has seen better days. Looks like someone chewed through this one, but this is something I actually need. Well, I don't need it right now. Well, let me explain. So this is an LED panel light, and I have one right here, which is my primary one that I've had for a while. And that's the one that has the honeycomb filter on it to control the light. But because this home studio is intended, and I really hope this audio doesn't sound like trash because I keep moving around so much and the mic is right here. Anyway, because this is designed to be an interview style studio setup, and I have a chair here for a guest, I need a second key light for them. So I got a pretty basic literally called Neewer. I think that's how you pronounce it. Newer, Newer Basics. And I got this key light. It's a little bit smaller than my primary one, but it's an LED panel light and it's a decent size. And it comes with this is a little, I think it's called I don't know what the name is. Anyone comment below if you know what the name of this thing is. Quick shoe, quick something. But this actually connects to the top of the camera. If I wanted to use this light like on top of the camera, quick shoe, I don't know. But anyway, that connects this to here that I can, in theory, connect this to the camera. I feel like this is a little big for connecting to a camera, but I guess it's good to have it as an option. So with that, I did get a second key light and how am I going to use it? I'm going to use it on here. This is not a microphone. This is not a microphone. This is a microphone. This is not a microphone. Anyway, I was using this little magnetic tube light as my fill light, or when you have a 2-person setup, your other key light. But this is not really designed for that. This is. What I will do is I have this monopod over here and I'm going to attach. This is on a very heavy base. You can't really. It's very simple. Basics LED panel. But why did I choose this brand? That's because a lot of my other lights are already that brand. I use the app to control those lights. So it made sense for me to stick with that one brand. That way I could create a lighting group, preset the settings for all of them, and then just turn on that kind of preset group and not have to manually adjust all of them. That is me making a very big assumption that this basics panel actually connects to the app. I guess we'll have to follow up and see if that does indeed work that way. If it doesn't, I'll probably return it because that defeats the whole purpose of sticking with one brand and controlling it with an app. So I guess that will be a follow-up conversation. But this goes on here. Guess we can figure it out right now. We don't need to have not terrible. So to recap, what did I buy? I bought 2 video audio capture cards or HDMI cables. I bought these micro HDMI to standard HDMI converters. I have a bunch of standard HDMI cables, so I figured just buy that converter and use what I have versus buying more cables. So I think that was a good choice. And what else? That's it. And some faux hydrangeas for my terrace because I can't seem to grow the real ones here. That's an Amazon notification. Speaking of the topic of this video is what crap did I buy on Amazon and do I really need it? It feels appropriate that my Amazon notifications are going off. All right. So let's talk pricing because I said these things are not that expensive. So the right angle, a 2-pack was $8.99 US. So pretty affordable, especially when you already have HDMI cables and you don't want to buy more. And then the video capture 4K Gurmach video capture card, and those are currently on sale for $15.99. I hope that's the price that I paid, but I will double check. And then the price for the key light, which I need to confirm connects to the app, I don't know if it does. Probably should have researched that before I bought it, but Amazon makes returns very easy. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It truly might not connect to the app, but that was, I think, about $59. So if it doesn't connect to the app, then that might be a return. Not sure. So let's see. Other than that, what else should we talk about? I'm going to be setting up the second camera when it arrives. Estimated delivery this evening by 9 p.m. So I will be tracking my UPS delivery guy for camera number 2. And then I will use lenses I already have. I will not buy more lenses. I have a couple different Viltrox lenses. I think right now my camera B setup is 35 millimeter. I have a 50. I have one that's a more of a, I think it's a Sony lens, a zoom lens. I've got options. I'm going to make it work. When I'm filming solo content, I will also possibly use that as like a C camera. I don't know if that's a thing. Anyway, I've got the Insta360 for the wide angle shot because it does excellent job with wide angle without a lot of distance. The Sony for this more speaker headshot. And then I will use the other Sony for maybe a different angle of that speaker headshot when it's just myself. And then if I do have a guest, then that would be this framing, this camera B framing for my guest speaker. I don't know. My brain is fried today. And I think I'm late for a meeting. I'm 9 minutes late for a meeting. So that's my cue to sign off and hopefully more good content coming soon.